That's your sales council. Well, we couldn't be more proud. I'm going to cry. I don't want to cry. Deb Bachman is going to be on our sales council for Leah You show your gorgeous amethyst ring.
Let's see.
She gets the entire line for 2 catalogs. The entire new line.
Oh, wow.
From all of us.
Thank
because you know what? You all get to bitch and gripe to her now. Yay! No, she's going to be fabulous. She's going to make Leah Sophia better. So, congratulations. We're so happy for you.
Gotta get that iPad going.
Yeah. You want to stay? You want to get your nose and stay up
Yeah.
here? Okay. So really quick, welcome. Well, I know this is supposed to be June, but or July. So happy July, everybody. So what we're covering tonight basically is what we learned in Indy, and because it wasn't conference, we're just going to call it a great big rally, because that's basically what it was. The troops rallied together, and we had such an amazing time. There were so many inspiring speakers. Debbie Rokovich, who is our field vice president, is one of the most amazing people you will ever meet. In fact, was it you, Stephanie? You wanted to go meet her?
Yes.
She's up on stage getting ready. And she's like, no, take me to meet her. Take me. I'm like, she's a little busy. I don't care. Take me to meet her. So I had to take her up to the stage, and Debbie was very nice. So she got to meet Debbie Rockwood. She was all excited.
It's okay.
She is an amazing woman, is she not?
She is amazing. She actually even said to me, though she didn't have to, I really wanted to meet you too. I'm like, she's a good salesperson. That's why she's up there.
What was that?
What's your name again?
Yeah. Hey, what's her name? So yeah, we're basically going to be going over what the information that we received at Raleigh, so we're going to pass it on to you guys. We're not going to break off tonight, right? So we want to start by bringing everybody up who was, or do we, oh no, announcements. Let's do announcements first. Do you want to do announcements? You want me to do announcements?
You get started.
Oh, okay, I'll get started. Okay, so announcemements. Just like we mentioned every month, be sure to check the group website for meeting dates, which we have a report on a little further down here, and month-end dates. So when you know when to get the shows in. July is especially important to have those shows in by month-end of July, and our month-end is Friday the 25th. All orders have to be in by the 28th, by 9:59 a.m. Do not wait till 10 o'clock. Do not wait for the last minute, because you never know if somebody's going to have a credit card that's not going to go through. And again, this month is crucial on getting those orders in, because it's the buy one, get two. And if you don't get that show in, they don't get buy one, get two, and they may have pieces in that show order that are retired, because we're switching over to the new catalog fiscal August. Okay, so very important you get those in. Also, be sure to check Advisor Advantage for the new online training. They've always got new online training. She looks like, my daughter is in cosmetology, and they have these little mannequin heads that they cut hair on. I just see head at the table. It looks like one of those mannequins. It's like freaking me out. She needs a booster chair.
That's bad because I did cut her hair.
Okay, be sure to check Advisor Advantage and Ellis Reed Group. Dave tries to post a lot of the recorded web classes on our group website, on Ellis Reed Group. So you've got a lot of the training there, but be sure to check both websites at least every other day for the latest information. Also, check your personal email. I know we don't check email a lot. There's a lot of people who don't look at email at all anymore, but us leaders do still correspond with you guys by email once in a while. Not as much since we have the Facebook page, but every once in a while there is stuff that we do email. Plus, Leah Sophia sends you their findings once a week. Leah Sophia sends you findings, and that's all the latest information that you guys need to know.
Got it today.
Got it today. And your facets. Your facets is on there too. So be sure to just check your email. What else? Oh, and check the group website for New Start training. So for Jewel School, we have Jewel School coming up on the 12th, a week from Saturday. It's going to be at my house. We might have it actually at the clubhouse in my subdivision, because I have 4 crazy ass dogs. Right? Yeah. Yeah, It is the second Saturday of each month, and the 12th of July, I will be doing Jewel School. You want to talk about the July specials?
Yep. Well, if you haven't, everybody's seen, right? So you've known for a while about the Hostess specials, and they front-loaded the month, so Hostesses with $650 in sales this upcoming week, they can pay $5 and get an extra $250 in credit, and it goes down every week.
Yeah.
By $50. But today they announced that we get premiums for that value. With a $650 show the first week, you get a $250 premium. We can, if we do it every week, we can earn $700 in premium. So I know this is a short week because it's July 4th week, but you know what? If you've got one, or
Try to do a Facebook show of your own
whatever.
or something like
But
that.
if you miss out, there's always tomorrow. There's always next week, you know, I mean, come on. They also posted today on Advisor Advantage the new starter kit contents.
Oh,
Yes.
did they?
Yes.
The new
I
starter
couldn't
kit.
tell when they're available. I guess they're gonna start it in August. August?
Yeah, because there's a carryover starter kit.
Right,
Right.
right now through July. But the starter kit is what you
That's when
purchase
you
to get
start
started.
the business? Yeah.
And it includes infinite.
Right now, there is no special.
There is no special. It's
Not that we know of anyway.
But you know what? For what you get, it is special. $149 is still a.
For about $1,200 worth of jewelry, it's still.
You can't go wrong. I don't know if they'll do anything in August or not, but the one thing
We shall
to
see.
remind people is anybody starting her business this month, even with the carryover kit, some of those pieces are still in the new kit.
They're all in there.
All of them are.
They're all of them. The carryover kit, all of them are in
New catalog.
They're
Not
not
in
new
the new
pieces.
kit. I
Oh,
said,
no.
some of them are in the
No,
new
The
kit.
new kit.
Panorama's in the new kit.
And so some of the pieces that are this kit are going to go into the new
Yes,
starter kit in
right,
August.
Everything's
right.
a carryover kit.
Yeah.
Goes forward.
Right.
Well, I know that. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, some of the pieces in the carryover kit will also be in the new kit. So
Right.
you can't go wrong with either kit, because for your people at your shows, they don't know what's carryover or whatever.
Right.
So don't let that be a hindrance if somebody's anxious to start earning money.
And that's another reason why we say, let Leah Sophia get the jewelry free for you. Just work the incentives and earn the jewelry premiums.
Right.
You don't have to always buy the new line or a lot of the new line, because again, as Deb mentioned, you go to your shows and your customers, your hosts, they don't know what's new and what's carried over. So don't stress over, oh my God, I gotta have this, and put out money out of your pocket for it. Let Leah Sophia buy it for you. Just work the program. You know, I always say I'm all about ripping the company off, okay? So rip the company off and get it for free.
Love you, Mary.
Just work the program.
And those specials, all the retired pieces in this, you print it off and it's got they're telling us these prices are only good through the first 2 weeks of July.
Right.
It's not throughout July. The only ones that are throughout July are the ones in here. Now, they could change their mind. They could surprise us, but for now, we want to let people know that if you want these at the 25% discount, you've got to book your show in the first 2 weeks. Because that's the information we've been given, okay? So, and then, are you going to talk about last chance?
I don't know there yet. I think that's over here. What do you got next?
I have last chance.
Oh, you know what, then I'll keep reading these. Our August meeting,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. We recently found out that the hotel, all of their meeting rooms are gonna be under renovation, August and possibly September. So we know for sure next month, Deb is going to do her division at her house.
Pizza, I'll give you dinner.
She's gonna feed you. And I will be doing, our division at our clubhouse, or, because I know Surprise is kind of a ways for some of you, coming from Dean Creek, to drive out. So if anybody has somewhere in my division that's more centrally located, who would want to open their house for about 15 people, let me know. But right now, it'll be out in Surprise, unless somebody wants to open up their house and we can have it there. Okay, and you can let me know.
We both on the board.
Yes.
Yes.
August 4th.
And-
Sorry about that. August 4th.
And what we're probably gonna have mirrored meetings. I mean, we're gonna do our own recognition. But my goal is to have a lot of the Infinite Me, so we can play with it. So I'm gonna have a couple
It's
of
such
stations.
a fun line.
So we can create our own, so that you'll feel comfortable with your own bling bar, because I think our parties are gonna change considerably. I see the dynamics changing considerably, because it's gonna be a hands-on party for a lot of people. And so it gets them involved and it makes them get off the couch.
Yeah, I'm not gonna mention the other jewelry company, but you know, you get this little charm thing, you can open it up and you can pick all your little charms and put in it. This is way better.
Yeah.
Way better. Because you don't have to go up to somebody's boobs to look at their pieces, you can see them from far. Yeah, right? Just had to add that. I'm not mentioning any names though. Oh, yeah, rally was absolutely amazing, Indianapolis, and I was really impressed because 100% of the girls on our team that originally signed up for conference went to Indianapolis for rally. There was about, 1,200 plus women there. It was
And a few good men.
amazing. And a few good
that's
men.
right.
And a few good men, thank you. It was amazing, and soon after the announcements, we're gonna be bringing everybody up who went there, and they're gonna share their takeaways with you, and that's gonna be exciting. Where were we at? Oh, rally. Our rally in the valley, in case nobody remembers, because I think I mentioned it once, maybe a month or two ago. October 25th, mark your calendars. Rally in the valley. This is a zone-wide training. So Andrea Schneider will be here. Yeah, woohoo! We love Andrea. Don't we love Andrea? Yes, we do. Also, one of the keynote speakers from Rally when we were in Indy, her name is Abby T. She was an advisor with Leah Sophia, and she did very well, but it wasn't her passion. Her passion was public speaking, training, motivational, that kind of stuff. Was she not phenomenal?
She was amazing.
She was amazing. Well, she's going to be at our rally. So, yes! Yeah, so we will have Abby. If you are a leader or a leader in training, we're going to be doing on the 24th, a Friday night, the Friday night before, hour and a half training with her. So she's going to work just with the leaders, and then she will be at our rally on Saturday. Okay, rally is going to be from 9 to 4, 9 to 3:30?
9 to 4.
9 to 4. 9 to 4, so it's an all day. There's going to be a buffet lunch. The cost is $55. And when you go to register, you know how like Reg Online or whatever, you have to pay an extra $5 surcharge? There's no extra $5 surcharge when you register with us, okay? So it's a flat $55. There's no extra surcharge anyway, so it's just going to be $55. Yes?
It's only a one day, right?
Yes, Saturday.
Where's this at?
Oh, it's going to be here.
And our newly.
Renovation will be done, yeah. Yeah, it'll be all done, so we'll be right here probably in the ballroom. We'll be here. Amazing training, we're gonna have panels for recruiting, the team building, sales, all sorts of things. We're also probably gonna see a wonderful show presentation. I was gonna see if I can get Karina to do her show presentation. So it's gonna be an amazing day of training and a lot of fun. And you guys are gonna flip just over Abby alone. So registration is gonna open September 1st. Okay, and it's gonna be open to the first 100 and how many? 120?
Yeah.
So get registered.
Yeah.
Because we believe it's gonna sell out.
It did last year.
It did last year. And because today is our fiscal month end, there's no recognition because we're gonna have to do that next month. No,
Well, we're gonna post on the,
this was
some
an
of you
odd
were
time
still
to have a
turning in
meeting of-
stuff this morning, I saw. Good
Yeah.
for you. So we don't have final numbers till tomorrow, so Dave can post on Wednesday on Facebook.
Post them. Maybe
We're
I'll
gonna go
make
nuts
a
over you
video.
guys on
Make a
Facebook.
video? Okay.
Rah-rah thing.
Rah-rah.
Yeah.
And so it'll be the queens of each unit, and then the top 5 in the division.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. Okay, did you want to talk about last chance?
Yes. Well, we both said,
Yeah.
yes, okay, so, last year, and when do they pay that? They can pay that now, right? When
Yeah,
is it
they
due?
can register.
It's actually open right now.
Okay,
Registration's
open right
open
now.
now.
I haven't posted on Facebook, but
So Thursday of this month, July 24th, is our semi-annual Last Chance First Glance event. And we're not having a meeting in July. This is our July meeting, okay? So we're not meeting again. This is usually a big draw, especially for advisors. You invite people who you haven't been able to host a show, or people who love the jewelry who haven't been to a show in a while, or your favorite customers or hostesses. And they come, and there are gonna be about 4 or 5 of us that have our displays. You don't
displays.
have to bring, the only thing you have to bring is your body and what you would take to a show other than your jewelry, your order
Or your
heads,
booking game,
you know, your
yeah.
booking game or whatever, your incentives for whatever you give. So we're gonna have, this is their last opportunity, that sale ends the next day, so I'm telling everybody who might come for me or order from me, I'm submitting their show in the morning, there's no more time. But a lot of us will also have some of the new line. We can start ordering this week, our privilege purchase, the kits and all of that, so they'll get to see a lot of the new line. So you really have 2 shows that you can have. You can have a July show, and if you have people who want to go ahead and order from the new book, you can do that. You just can't submit it till the following Monday afternoon.
Right.
It's also a great time to bring somebody interested in the business who might, you know, be nervous about being in a Glamarama or something. It's a party atmosphere. We give them poppers just like we do here, so they might decide they want to start. We're going to have, you know, we'll talk about the new line a little bit.
Mhm.
I definitely.
Basically, the Infinite Me line, or as Andrea Schneider calls it, the I Me line.
Yeah.
She just shortens it. She goes, I have a hard time saying infinite. She goes, I just call it the I Me line. So she's calling
All
it
about
the I
me.
line.
It's the
That's
All
right.
About Me line.
That's right.
So bring people, there are invites that you can use on our team website. You can
bar.
do up your own. There is gonna be a cash bar, and I include that.
That reminds me, you gotta get the thing with all the tickets, how you earn tickets, you gotta take that down.
We're not gonna do all the ticket stuff. It just
Yeah.
got to,
It's
they're gonna get
crazy.
2 tickets, as I recall from our meeting. When
A
they
red
walk in,
ticket, a white ticket.
1 red and 1 white.
One is to win free jewelry that we're gonna be
take
just
it
raffling
down.
off all night.
Yeah.
And the other ticket is going to be for an armoire we're gonna give away at the end of the night.
So it's gonna be a lot easier for all of us. They can still win, but we don't have to worry about, oh, if you buy, you get 3 more, blah, 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 you know, it just got too complicated.
Registration is gonna open at 6 o'clock, so it's gonna go.
5:30.
Oh, 5:30? Oh,
5:30.
5:30, so it's gonna go from 6 to 8. And we usually get done sooner than that, don't we?
Well, the invite says, and what it says on the.
6:30 to 8:30.
6:30, 8:30, but if you wanna say from 6 to 8, I don't see anything wrong with.
You guys like 6 to 8?
Yeah.
Okay, registration open at 5:30, 6 to 8. We're gonna have a cash bar. There'll be a cash bar here. I used to bring in cookies and snacks and all that stuff, but I got yelled at. I don't like being yelled at, so I can't do it anymore. So if you want to make up a goodie bag for all the RSVPs you get, you know, first in your goodie bags you want to throw in a current catalog. You want to throw in the new catalog, a wish list, and maybe 1 or 2 $5 gift certificates. And then you can put little snacks in there if you want to. So, because I'm not allowed to bring, they're watching me like hawks. I'm not allowed to bring any food anymore.
So registration's 5:30. I'm gonna say first drawing on my invite at 6,
Oh yeah, I usually do a drawing right away.
and grand prize drawing by 8 o'clock.
Yeah, or
So, like,
earlier.
well, by 8,
'Cause
so they'll
we've-
know we'll
yeah.
be out of there.
Yeah.
And it's $16 for anybody, any advisor, who, not for your guests, but it's $16 for us who
If you have guests
participate.
coming,
Because we give away free jewelry, and that has to be
it
ordered.
pays for all the jewelry, yeah.
Okay.
If you do not have any guests coming, we still encourage you to be here, especially if you've never been to one, just so you know how we roll. It's usually an awesome time. We usually have an amazing time. And as long as the air conditioner's working, we do have an amazing time. So, yeah.
We've never had a problem here.
Oh,
Well,
no.
that one,
That one time we did.
We did, that was at another hotel.
Yeah.
That was at the
That
other
was on
Sheridan.
the east side.
Yeah, the other Sheridan. Oh, yeah, yeah.
That's all.
That was brutal. Also, anytime you have a new advisor join your team, be sure to get them on Facebook so they can stay in communication with all of you guys and get to know you guys and ask questions if they need to. But be sure to get them into the Glam Squad Facebook page. And I'm going to say again, be careful what you read on Facebook and don't read into everything that you read on there because, believe it or not, some people lie on Facebook. Yeah, I know that's a shocker. But you might have advisors on there, BITCHING, on there just, you know, ranting and raving. Just, you know, the naysayers, just avoid it. Really, just avoid it. We always like to stay positive and, you know, encouraging and inspiring to everyone we talk to, so.
And a lot of questions are asked on Facebook where they should be asked directly.
Your upline.
Well, your upline or
Or our
customer
friends,
service or leader services, you know, and people try and answer the question, they don't have the right info. they just heard it somewhere. So it's not always reliable information if you go to those, you know, I've seen some of the questions on Leah Sophia New Advisors. And some of the ladies who ask questions, I'll be honest with you, I wonder if they've ever been on Advisor Advantage, honestly. So a lot of your questions can be answered by reading on Advisor Advantage or Facets or whatever.
Or asking on the Glance
Yeah,
Club.
when it's
Somebody there's got the answer for you.
So anyway, be in the know and for your business.
Okay, so does anybody have any questions about any of those announcements?
And the promotions, you can print off your last page of the facets. Just print it off and carry it with you. So. Yes.
All of the information that you gave us about the last chance first glance, is all of that on Facebook?
No.
No, that's gonna be on the group website.
On the group website?
And he's going to modify
I'll
it.
probably mention something about it. I'll mention something about it on Facebook. You know, just be sure to go to the group website and get registered.
So there'll be one location for that.
It's gonna be right here. Well, we'll probably be in the ballroom.
Yeah, it's.
Yeah, we'll be in the
good print
ballroom.
over there.
Because we usually, our summer one, July, we usually attract a lot more people than we do in January.
So we have a monsoon.
Unless we have monsoon, yeah. Bite your tongue. So we generally get about 200 people here. So invite everybody you know, friends, family, all your past guests, past hostesses, and everybody. Just invite everybody. Send out some invites, make some phone calls.
And then you can offer what you would at a show if somebody books. Bring your retired jewelry or something like that, you know, whatever you do. Just
Yeah. Yeah, and I mentioned putting a couple of $5 gift certificates in your goodie bags, so you can give them $5 off for each catalog they place an order with. So that's their special gift that everyone gets. Anything else? Does anybody have any other information or anything that they want to mention? No? Okay. Should we bring everyone up?
Yeah, so
Okay.
if you were at Raleigh and you were recognized for anything, get up here.
Everybody was. Yeah, okay. Do we have more chairs? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. I'll go first.
I want to be in the middle.
Actually, Lisa Herron's gonna go first. I don't know where she was flying to, but when she emailed me this morning, she was at the Denver airport. So she was there. Now, these are all the ladies that came to Raleigh with us, and we asked them to come up and share their takeaways, what they learned, and what really inspired them the most. But Lisa emailed me this morning with her, so I just want to let you know what she said. She said, the things I took away from conference was to never give up. Very good. Where there is a will, there's always a way. And I always talk about that. If you really, really want something, you'll find a way. If you don't, you'll find an excuse. We have such an amazing company that we work for, and we should be very proud. Although many of us were disappointed about conference being canceled, the conference we attended was amazing. I learned great new ways to host a party and just be myself and have fun. The scripts are a great source, but knowing the most important thing to do is talking with everybody and having lots of fun. That's really the most important thing. And she says cracking jokes and getting your customers to laugh and just be relaxed is very important. So that's what she said. And I told Stephanie I'd go first, so she didn't.
Well, I've got Susie here.
Oh, you got Susie? Okay, we want to
Well,
meet Susie?
Susie was supposed to send me more, but she's on a 3-week family vacation, so you know how that goes. But she was inspired by, well, first of all, the shirt, and you'll see what we mean by the shirt. I think that'll resonate with a lot of people because we have a visual on that. And then every year at, whether you go to Success Camp, which to me this was more like a Success Camp, and Donna would understand what I'm talking about, and Mary. But somebody shares how Leah Sophia changed their lives. And, you know, some of these really bring you to tears. And one woman who shared her story, she actually lost her husband. He was young. He was a policeman. And she was able to use Leah Sophia to kind of battle through and stand on her own feet again. So, you know, you're always inspired, but the butterfly stories that we hear are amazing. And then she talks about working like a team. She wants to have weekly communication on the phone with her team, which is something I've talked about with my team. Just have and I do talk to Mary. If you just want to connect in this business, you always need to connect. So weekly phone calls. Those of you on Smart Start, every week, got to talk, to see what's working and what's not. So communication is important. And that's what she really came away with.
Do you want to do yours or you want me to do mine?
Well, they're going to start. We're last.
Oh, okay.
That's what
Kath.
I figured
I thought we were supposed to have one.
well, I thought they said 3, but I figured if I was at the end, somebody might have taken
It probably
the first
depended
one.
on who sent the email. I was just like, 3, so we could have.
Where shall I start?
One of the three.
I got, yeah, well, like I said, I wrote 8 down. One thing that I really thought was useful, and it doesn't sound like a big deal, but it's probably something you haven't thought about. If you have a show booked for a Thursday night, and it's cancelled kind of the week before or whenever, call the hostess that you have a couple of weeks down the road that's booked for a Thursday night and see if they will fill in that date for you with a little incentive, and that way it gives you a couple of weeks to fill in another show. And I thought that was, something I hadn't thought about, but it does make sense, so I thought that was useful. And they told us we are CEOs of our company. So I think, we all need to think of ourselves as the CEO. And
Kath, where's your headquarters?
Phoenix, Arizona. Right here. And that way, we're running our company. So what do you want to do to improve your sales, improve your team, grow your team? And think about it like that. And it kind of makes you feel important. And you pass that on to other people with that sense of power. And they will follow you.
So you're all kind of a big deal because you're all CEOs of your own business.
All right. She said I have to shut up.
We're gonna not have anything to say if she keeps going.
Did you get them all done? You got them all?
She wrote down 8.
Okay.
She's got 8 of them.
Oh, okay.
so
I only did 2,
Okay,
but I was
Margie.
going to do 3, but that's okay. Go on.
Okay. One of the things that I've heard it, but I didn't hear it the way I did at Rally, which is treat every party as a starter party. In other words, at the end of the party, with you've been talking to the hostess about the business anyway, hopefully. And at the end of the party, you booked 4 shows. Okay, that you can either go to these shows, Mary, and spend more money, or they can be your parties and you can make money off of them. Would you like to start the business? I mean, I thought that was, it's like, I knew it, but not in the way that I...
And did that sound pushy, the way she said that? Because everybody's afraid about being pushy, right? Okay. Yeah, it was amazing.
Yeah. And the other thing that that really hit me was that in order to inspire others, I need to be inspired myself. So I know Mary's been talking to me about doing a vision board, but obviously I'm all hyped up and inspired right now coming back from conference. But one of the things that I'm going to take on is to stay inspired. Because I'm making a party for myself on Wednesday, and not too many people have said yes, they're coming. And I've been making fun, and I'm like, well, okay, so I'm just going to keep going. They're coming to yours. But I really get that if I want to lead, then I need to be inspired. In order to inspire other people. So.
Yeah, I say lead, follow, or get the heck out of the way.
Yeah.
Yeah. What, is that it? Do you have any more?
Those were the 2 that I had.
Okay.
That's why I told her to shush before she got mine.
Donna, go.
Okay.
See, I'm glad I told you to shush.
Only 2?
I have
This
4.
whole book is full of notes.
Yeah.
So
Oh, I know.
so
I've
it
got-
was hard to pick out just 2. Okay, so one of the things that I have trouble with, and maybe you do too, is you're at the grocery store, someone's checking you out or somewhere, and they comment on your jewelry. What do? Me, I usually freeze and say thank you and move on. So somebody said that if you meet someone always have a mini style guide with you in your purse, because my purse isn't big enough to hold a whole catalog, and you don't want to be giving those out to just anybody anyway. So have the mini style guide. Hand it to them and say, you know, this is Leah Sophia, this is what I do, or whatever, and tell them if they visit your website, make sure you have that information on the style guides, and if they send you a personal message, then you'll send them a free piece of jewelry. But then you have to follow up with them. You got to get a phone number, and you have to follow up with them. That way, it's easier to strike up a conversation.
You can even order the gems, the monthly gems. They have
That
those out
too,
for the
yeah.
month. Yeah.
Yeah, that
They're-
way
they're
it
pretty
just gives
cheap.
you something to talk about rather than just, you know, having diarrhea of the mouth
They're
or
new
whatever.
now. They're new now.
New
I still
now.
call them gems. New now.
And the other thing I just want to touch on really quick, somebody, and I don't remember who this was, it was, they were doing the top 10 do's and don'ts of social media, which is really important in this day and age. And I wrote down one of the things and I starred it, so it was really important. At your shows, when you're talking to the guests, just tell them the first person to friend request you on Facebook gets $5 off, or a piece of retired jewelry or whatever. That way, because you're getting more people on your social media area, so that when you're posting sales and incentives and kit sales and whatever, they'll see it and more likely to get more business out of that. So.
Oh, good idea. Good job.
I didn't hear that.
Okay,
That's a good
Stephanie,
one.
you're on.
Okay, so for me, technique is obviously important, and having your different things that you do is important, but for me, it really stems down to how you approach your business and your attitude and what's in, like Melissa Matula said, what's in here, and it's so true. You have to, what?
You didn't
Grr. I'm sorry, I sound constipated. Okay, so, all right, so the first thing I want to talk about is the best quote that I heard the entire time was, even if you fall on your face, you're still moving forward, and that was from Victor Kayam. And that is the most truest statement physically and figuratively that I've ever heard. If you haven't, you're not able to fall on your face forward if you haven't tried. So at least you're out there trying, and if you do fall flat on your face, which we've all done, get back up and keep going forward, and fall again, because that's how you learn. So that was one thing that was really important to me. Something that was so amazing and inspiring is we're all here, and there's, you know, a good group of us, but you don't realize like how big Leah Sophia is and how big the sisterhood is and how inspiring and empowering it can be. So when they say if people that show up go up, it's so true, because you are surrounding yourself with people that want you to move up and people that are going to help you and encourage you. So like we were saying earlier, networking and staying, you know, people that are in Leah Sophia is really going to help you. And then knowing your goals is important too, and sticking to it, and knowing your number, which goes with the t-shirt.
Can I add on to that? Oh, she said it was such a sisterhood. Nobody ever says, you know, what I'm going to do or what I want to do, me, me, me. It's always what we're going to do. It's about us, which it's been like that forever. Well, I won't say forever. I'd say in the last, I don't know, 8 years or so, you know, a lot of changes took place. But that's what I absolutely loved about what we did in Indianapolis, that, you know, it was about us, not one certain person, not one team. It was completely about us.
And literally people would be up there talking, like different guest speakers or people doing their show, regardless if they were laughing or making a joke or being dead serious, you were crying because something hit true to you and something made you feel like, hell yeah, I want to be a part of this, and I do not want it to go away. If I'm doing one show a month, I'm still part of this. If I'm doing 12 shows a month, I'm still part of this. So just feeling that bond and connection is like the most inspiring thing for me.
Awesome. Jen, anything left?
I know, right?
All of mine are still good.
I know, some of mine are still good. This was my third conference that I've been to, and I know it's expensive for a lot of people, but I look at it as if I can get one thing out of conference every time I go, it was totally worth it. This conference, I got a lot. Let's see, the t-shirt example that I think we're doing.
We're gonna show that.
It was amazing. I wrote in my notes here, loved it, exclamation, exclamation, exclamation. So it was just, I'm a visual person, so it kind of resonated with me that way. We had a booking panel that was up there, and Kath stole one of mine, which was about I won't hold it against her, because I like to see that it affected other people as well. The fact that if someone wants to change their date, see if somebody who's scheduled later can move up a little bit. That way you're still booking in tight. Anybody here ever have somebody cancel a party on them? Okay. I had a girl, and this is a true story, and this was right after conference. She called me, texted me, because who calls you anymore? She texts me, and she's like, Jen, I think I only have 2 people coming. And this was what I said to her. I don't care if only 1 person shows up. I am coming, and we will have fun. Because you got to look at it this way. 1 person shows up at that party with the hostess. She can buy something. It might not qualify at her party, but she can get outside orders to get it to qualify. Number 2, that girl can book a party. And number 3, you have 2 potential recruits right there.
Yeah.
So don't ever go thinking, it's not all about sales, girls. It's about
It's a
bookings.
people business.
It's about recruiting, and it's about having fun. And when you're not having fun anymore, you kind of have to step back and think, am I doing this for the right reasons? That's just kind of what I took out of it. The other thing was, again, with bookings, and I'm going to start doing this. In fact, I just did them this weekend. Hostess coaching. We all try to stress that to you ladies. Something that one of the gals said was, when somebody books a party, send them a thank you card.
Handwritten.
Handwritten. Emails are impersonal, texts are impersonal. Just get a bunch of thank you cards, postcards. Leah Sophia has the postcards. Just thank them for booking. My family and I appreciate it. So it kind of makes them realize, wow, I'm actually doing something to help somebody else.
Debbie
So-
Rokovich would actually have the postcards all written out, leaving somebody's show, and put it in the mailbox that night.
Yeah.
So it went out the very next day.
So
Yeah.
that's, just let them know that you really appreciate their booking. And I know I'm going on, and I'm probably stealing your guys' stuff, but the last thing a quote that I heard that pretty much inspired me, fear cannot be the motivation to keep you from doing what you want to do. And it's easy to tell your leaders, I can't get bookings, I don't know what to do, I can't. If anything, and I told Deb, this kind of did a 180 for me in my business.
You've got an awesome business, girl.
Sorry. I said I wasn't going to do this. I took this company for granted. That's what I got out of this, that I was taking it for granted. Because nothing's guaranteed. Trips aren't guaranteed, jewelry isn't guaranteed. The only thing that's guaranteed is if we work, and we work hard, and we make our businesses the best that it can be. But we have to do that, and you have to get out of your comfort zones. So, that's it.
Should we arrest somebody?
No.
I'm
done.
I think she needs to arrest somebody.
So that's, and I told Deb, if anything, it made me realize that, I have different goals now, and, they talked about that. Your goals are going to change all the time. Good Lord, Ernie.
I know that flash.
Don't take pictures. But your goals are going to change, and Margie mentioned a vision board, and I've never had a vision board. It was all in here.
We're gonna do vision
But
boards.
now I'm going to
People-
do a vision board.
Yep.
Because there's goals that I have now and things that I want from this company, and I have to do that. So, thanks, Mama.
Yes, we're gonna
So,
do vision boards.
We
Good
should do a
job.
craft session.
Good job, everybody.
Thanks.
You know what?
Serious.
We could do vision boards at our meetings if you want. We can spend, a half hour, 45 minutes just doing a vision board. We can do that. So maybe we'll work with the Infinite Me, the I Me collection, and vision boards.
And that thing's
In
so
Marley
cool.
Park.
Infinite Me, you guys are gonna love it.
Yes. Anything else? Did you
No,
have
I'm
anything
done.
else?
I'm
Okay.
done.
Some of it kind of.
Somebody go
piggybacks-
get me a drink. No, I'm just kidding.
Stephanie, you guys can get margaritas now.
There we go.
I'm a margarita girl, which
Oh, she
Don't
needs a
answer
margarita
that.
too.
Stop, Mary.
Amanda needs a
Stop.
margarita too. It's going to kind of piggyback off what you guys said, but what I got out of it too is like some of you, I do have fears, and the quote where Abby said, "Failure is easy. It's success we fear because it looks hard. It feels like in reality that we can't do it." And you say, stop saying I can't, or oh, I don't want to do this show tonight because whatever. what you want to start saying is, I can, and I want to do this show tonight, so I have a paycheck next week. So, whatever the negative is, turn it into a positive, which is another one. Positive attitudes bring positive results. Negative attitudes bring negative results. And in the meeting rooms, we always like to stay positive, and I tell you, leave your negativity at the door. We don't want it in here. We don't want it on our Facebook page. We are a positive group, and that's the way I want us to stay. And treat everybody like they're special. I think it was, I thought it was Sue Rush that maybe said it, or maybe Belinda Ellsworth. Imagine at all your shows that there's a sign around everybody that says, I want to be treated like I'm special. Okay, just imagine there's a sign on everybody that says that. Remember, these people, first of all, came out to this show for their hostess. They're making a difference in your business. So treat them all like they're special. New advisors. I thought this was pretty awesome. So new advisors, and Georgia, you'll know, I said, just line up a few shows, and I'll, all the bookings that come out of your show, I'll give to you. But when you have your new advisors calling people, I'm telling you, this is going to take the fear out of it. We have them line up a few shows first, right? All your new advisors before they can purchase the kit. We want to know their seriousness about the business, because we don't like kidnappers, right? So just line up a few shows, then we can get your kit ordered. And here's what you want to do when you're talking to people. Just tell them, you have a goal of 5 shows, and I need 1 more. No matter how many more they need, or if they have 5 lined up. Have them keep calling. Say, I need 1 more. No matter how many they need. Who's not going to help you out if you need 1 more? They're saying, oh, okay. So I thought that was a brilliant idea. And people don't book shows with strangers. So, and you all know, at my parties, I am greeting everybody that comes out the door. At the door, I make the hostess stay in the kitchen, do what she's got to do. I tell her, I'll take care of the door, and I greet everybody. I tell them my name. I ask their name. I ask them if they've ever been to a Leah Sophia party. Get to know them a little bit. They won't book shows with strangers, so get to know everybody at your parties. And I think that's it. What? Ernie.
I was
striking pose.
Yeah, I need a.
Can I say something?
Absolutely.
What Jen said about, I'm coming in this one person.
I agree.
Why don't you share Margie
Oh.
about Gracie?
I went to a party where there were only 2 guests. One of them was somebody who had her own party. Her daughters had both had parties. She'd been to like 6 parties. So Gracie was the only real.
Put your hand
Yes. Now Gracie not only booked a party that night, she sold twice as much jewelry as I did this month, her first month as an advisor.
Woo!
You never know.
You never know.
Booked a party even before the party started.
Right.
Oh,
she
that's
said
awesome.
she wanted
She
a party.
booked before I even started.
That's awesome. And never judge anybody. We always talk about that. We are in absolutely no position to judge anybody. So, okay, Deb.
Okay, so.
Just say ditto.
Is that
Just
one
kidding.
mine or is it yours?
Oh, it's not mine, mine's over there, so. I'm not very good about taking notes because I can't read my writing when I try and read it. But attitude, I came away with attitude, but also came away with realization about what needs to be done. Everybody has sat across at a coffee conversation with the advisor whose team you joined, and you've shared your why. I want to get a car. I want to, pay off my debt. Everybody starts with a reason for this business. And then you get your shows and you get started. And I think what I've always said about this business, and I'm going to be brutally honest, the concept is very easy. We sell beautiful jewelry, and women like shiny stuff. And women like, if you can get them there, they're fine. They have fun. We all have fun. But to keep it going is the challenge. To keep it going is the challenge. And one thing we need to keep it going is more of us doing it, and those of us doing it having consistent businesses to meet our why. So I want you to think back.
Wait, can I say something?
Yes.
She said something about something shiny,
Mhm.
and what I learned is we all have ADOS, attention deficit. Oh, shiny.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so keep that in mind.
Yes. So, and okay, so that made me think of some squirrel. No, just you know, when they were when she was talking about getting to know people at the beginning, somebody likened it to speed dating.
Yeah.
In the beginning of a party, you want everybody to be your best friend by the time you start that presentation. So you're just getting to know everybody in that time. Okay, but
Speed
now we're
dating.
gonna go on. The idea that you are a CEO, do not take lightly. I think one reason one thing people often do in this business is they don't realize, they either forget or they never realize the gift we have, the potential this business has. Whatever job you have right now, probably you could offer to work, hey, I'll work another 20 hours a week, will you give me $1,000 for it? They're gonna say no. But if you want more money, you can do it with this business. And most of us do it, you know, we love the shiny, but eventually you do really enjoy the money. And it helps. But you have to have, first of all, goals, and then you have to have a plan for those goals. And if those goals don't work, you have to figure out why. I mean, you really do have to think like a CEO, no matter what else is going on in your life, no matter how busy you are. If you really take this seriously and you want to pay off that debt, you want to get a car, you want to have a dream vacation, you have to work for it. So I want you to imagine this last month. We'll take June.
Yeah, we don't sure.
Is that all right?
Yeah, I
Okay.
didn't know you were segueing into that.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, before you segue into this, because I want to kind of bounce off of what
Okay.
Jennifer said. When you talk about CEO, the CEO of the company, Tori, came to the event. And whenever you go to these things, they're pretty scripted. I mean, you can see that they're
The teleprompters
they're
are
teleprompters
there.
and they're just doing it, okay? But this was a lot different because almost immediately, I don't know what, because they didn't really have, there was no teleprompters. I didn't see a script.
There was
I
no
saw,
big production,
I saw
nothing.
nothing.
It was
I
a
think,
stage.
right, they honestly came out and said, look, we're just gonna talk from the heart. And I was way in the back, and I know some of you were a lot closer, but Tori looked like he was about
sounded
ready to cry.
choked up,
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
he was really blown away by the fact that, look, you know, this happened, but man, everybody came together, and you're here, you know, and it was, that to me, that was a really powerful moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
Well,
one.
yeah, and I think, and I don't know how many of you have, I'm just going to speak from my own experience with my husband's business. Hope you don't mind.
Here comes the bus.
But
It's business time.
Oh, no.
he's had his business, it's a family business for what, 45 years. It's a family business. Started in Phoenix as a franchise, and then they bought out the franchise. And over those, I can tell you, and that's when I met him. I mean, seriously, when we were in high school. So that's all he's ever done. But that business has gone through so many changes. There was a time where they had lavish Christmas dinners. I mean, you're talking downtown Phoenix at the top, and I would go with his mom, and we'd plan the menu, you know, there'd be crab, and people, well, then suddenly, you know, things started to change, and we dropped that. And there have been years where people did not get bonuses, but the business survived, and he has employees that have been with him for 20 years, 25 years. They still are loyal to him because they realized that those things they could live without, but they needed their paycheck. And I think that's where Leah Sophia, they don't use a lot of credit. And Jody kind of shared, you know, they've got a lot of money, so they are money wise. Nothing is guaranteed. If I get a paycheck, I'm good. I can wait on a trip. You know, if they help me get the jewelry for my display, I'm good. But they can only do so much. And that's what I came away with. This business is us. You know, the old, we are Leah Sophia. We are Leah Sophia.
Yeah, it's not what they can do for us now.
It's really what we can do for
them.
us. It's
To
what we
keep-
can do for us.
To keep going, yeah.
We have to go out and do our shows consistently, whatever your number is, and that's what we're going to get to. Okay? So, if we had T-shirts up here, and we asked you to please come get a T-shirt with the number of shows that you did last month.
You want me to-
No, because I don't want anybody to.
You want me to do it?
I'll do it.
Okay.
Okay. Well, I'm just asking you, if you were to visualize the number on the back of your shirt representing the number of shows you did last month, would you be happy with this number? Okay. So, and is that number gonna get you your car payment, pay off your debts, do any of that? No, no. So we love, Glamarama is for support, Glamarama is for training, but then it's to go out and do. Go out and do. So the first thing you have to really do is decide, what is your number? What is the number that you are going to stick to? It can be double digit, but it's one number.
Each month.
If I were to ask my team, and I will next month, don't say to me, well, I'm happy if I do anywhere from 4 to 6. That's good. No. Is it 4? Is it 5? Or is it 6? And then if you don't have that on your books, what are you going to do to get it? Because you are the CEO of your company.
But if you do want to do 4 shows a month, book 6.
Yeah. Always add. The worst thing that can happen
Is
is
all
you'll make more
come
money.
out.
That's the worst thing that can, you'll get more shows. But we all know, I had my show for tomorrow night is now Monday. It's gonna be a Monday. I know I wasn't gonna do Mondays, but that was the only night she could do it, and I'm gonna do it. We had to move it. It happens. So you have to be, flexible. This is our business. So, but what if she had just disappeared? I'm gonna have a show. Then I'm out of show. I'm out of paycheck. I'm out the opportunity. It's not just that. I'm out the opportunity for bookings. There's nobody there I could meet that might be interested in the business. All these opportunities are lost, but you have to have a starting. And what happens is we just are so excited about being in the business, we forget it is a business, and we have to have a plan. So how many of you have have an absolute number in your head? And how many of you take what happens, and I'm not, you just have to decide. If you're come see, come saw about, whatever, la-di-da, whatever happens, how do you know if you're being successful or not? That's true. I mean, if you don't have something that you're shooting for, you're never going to know if you make it. So you have to determine, and I don't care what your number is. Is your number 2? Try and book 4. But is your number 2? Then by golly, there better be at least 2 shows on your books for this month.
She said number 2.
Oh my gosh. For the love.
And that way, it gives you the practice and the money and the consistency. And then, you might decide, hey, this is nice. I got $300 in my bank account from last week. Maybe I'd like to do a little more.
If this is your number.
The problem is, if you just have a small core group of people doing the shows, it's going to burn. I mean, we can't have 20% of the sales force doing the sales. You've got to spread it out. So if your number is 2, then do your 2. If your number is 8, then do your 8. If your number is 6, then do your 6. If you want to be a leader, you should have 8.
This is your number.
If you want to be a leader, you should be doing 8 shows a month. That's my number. I will go over happily, but if I'm under 8, I get sweaty and nervous. And I start telling Dan, and then I don't, So that's my number. Your number's higher than mine.
Because I'm crazy, but yes. But I don't hit my number all the time. My number's 10. That's mine.
But if you're consistent and you are averaging your number, now would you be proud to wear this shirt into your meetings every month? This
Right.
is what I'm doing. So what about the 0? No.
You're gonna, all the opportunities as this business. Now, I know that there's some people, and you've heard us talk about bookings and calls and everything. One thing you can do, and I'm not gonna get into too much of this because we had some good training by Tammy Stanley, who we've had before. But how many of you have called to ask for a booking and you have to leave a voicemail? How many of you have called for bookings? How many of you have never called to ask somebody to book a show?
That's the good question.
Okay. So I've been on the phone, and I tried something that I learned last weekend, and I actually got 2 calls back. So I was happy about that. And they're people that I've been working with for a while to try. They're just not ready. It took me 18 months to decide to get into this business, so I'm a patient person. But here's what I said. It took her a while too. So here's what I said. I called up one girl, and I think I left the same message, and I said, "Hi, this is Deb with Leah Sophia. I saw something. I read something this morning, and immediately thought of you. Call me." Well, when they did call, it was like, "Oh my gosh, I got the." One of them, I said, "I got the new one now for July, and you had a show in January, and this was your show that you had, this special, and I know you loved this sale. I wanted to make sure I got you a good date." So she's gonna get back to me, but she is excited, and she said, "I appreciate you for thinking of me and for getting to me." So she works 12 hours a day or something. But I got the call back, that's all I care. And then the other girl, same thing. "Oh my gosh, I read something this morning." Now you can always think of something. I saw something on Advisor Advantage and made me think of you. It's a piece or something. Don't tell them. Don't give them all this stuff about, "Oh, we have a great sale, blah, 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 blah." Don't give them anything.
Just a little tidbit to get them to call you back.
I thought of you, and don't beg them to call you. Just say, "Call me. Call me after work."
Okay, or you could say, "Oh, sorry I didn't reach you, but I'll keep calling you until we connect." Then they'll call you.
I told this one, I said, because I invite her to our Glamarama every month, and she says, "Deb, I know one of these days, but I appreciate you telling." And I said, "Well, that's good to know, because I'm starting to feel like a stalker." And she said, "No, keep calling." And I said, "Okay, I will." So you just have to get over what's the worst thing that can happen? Really, the worst thing that can happen is you don't have shows. So, so we have to start somewhere. And one show, I promise you, one show can do it, can turn things around.
And
One show turns into two turns into four.
And if I can piggyback on that, you girls that have these consistent shows, $600, $700, $800, $900, $1,000 shows, fantastic. That's awesome, and we will be your biggest champions. But you're going to get that group barely qualifies, $300, doesn't qualify. It might be 5 shows in a row. Bad shows happen to good advisors. It's not you. It's not, because you did the same thing that you did at your big expensive shows that you're doing here. It's gonna happen. Don't let that take you off focus of why you're doing this business and what you want out of this business. I'm there right now. My shows are like this, and then they're gonna come back up. And it's sales, but don't let it discourage you. And to kind of piggyback what Deb said, you gotta get out of your comfort zone to get your bookings. We all know the majority of our bookings come from parties. If you don't have parties, you don't have that opportunity, right, to get those bookings. But you've had parties in the past, whether you keep file folders or not. I keep a file folder for every party, and I keep everybody's wish list. Everybody in there is somebody you can call, even if they didn't book. You have contact lists in your Advisor Advantage of people you can call. So you have a whole abundance of people that you can contact. You just have to get out of your comfort zone and do it, because when you don't have bookings, you are just pretty ladies with pretty jewelry.
We are.
Keeping it real.
Well, for those of us who went to we all went to Melissa Matula's training, and Tammy Stanley came, who was at our rally a couple of years ago. And I think Dave has a lot of her materials on the team website, and I strongly encourage you to listen to it, because she does give, I think, some really stellar advice on how to call. I am a terrible phone person. I will leave the longest voicemail in history. I'll still be talking, 2 minutes later, and I have, yes.
And she'll call back and leave the rest
Yeah.
of it.
Ooh, and then I'll text him and say, "I just left you the longest voice," and then my text goes long. So I need help, So
One of 8.
Yes. So she has scripts that you can use. But one tip that I think
Just
is
get your calls returned.
yeah,
Your audio, video,
right. Okay.
special training
Well,
calls.
that's what Deb just talked
she's
about
the first
getting
one.
your calls returned.
Right.
Leaving a little tidbit, for them wanting to know more.
But she encourages us to have a little script, and the script would go something like this.
And don't wing it.
Yeah,
Do
right.
not wing it.
Right. There are certain buzzwords you want to include, like as a preferred hostess, you are entitled, okay, to. So imagine calling somebody that you really want to book a show, and they answer the phone. It's like,
Oh, crap.
leave
Y'all
a
think
message.
it, y'all think it.
So then you could say something like, and I am kind of winging it because I didn't know we were going to talk about this,
Oh,
but I
I
think
know
it's
how
so
she
important.
starts it.
Yeah, she goes, hi, this, is, may I speak, is this Jennifer?
This is Jennifer.
Hi, Jennifer, this is Deb Bachman with Leah Sophia. Did I catch you at a bad time?
No, I'm just doing a ton of laundry right now, but that's fine.
Wait, can I intervene here? And you want to say, did I catch you at a bad time? If you say, did I catch you at a good time, most of the time they're going to say, yeah. Oh, no, this is not a good time. If you say, did I catch you at a bad time, she's had calls, and there were people in the room that had calls with people on the other line that were at a funeral. Oh, no, I'm just at a funeral. What's up? It just seems to never be a bad time when you say, did I catch you at a bad time?
And if it really is, then you
They'll tell
say
you.
when, yeah, they will, and you'll say when would be a better time to call, and they'll tell you that too. But the point is that you're showing empathy for them. You realize that you're interrupting whatever they're doing, and you just are asking them. The thing you don't want to do is say, how are you? Because the purpose of the call is to get a booking. So if you say, how are you? And they say, well, I just got out of the hospital. I've got family coming.
My
My
husband
husband
lost
lost
his
his job. Oh, you want to have a show? It's not going to work. So you don't ask them at that point. When they say, did I catch you at a bad time?
Oh, I'm responding, no.
Yes. Yeah. So, well, Jennifer, I'm just calling to let you know, as a preferred customer, our hostesses in the first 2 weeks in July can earn some extra credit. I know you and your friends like to party, blah, 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 right?
Well, you want to say, I'm just giving you a
Quick
quick
call.
call. Number one, they know it's going to be quick.
Yes.
Because, using the word because, they did research on this word. And, you know, they had somebody at a Xerox machine, and there was a girl in the back, she had a few copies, and she says, is it okay if I use this because I have 6 pages to copy? And like 92% of the time, they say, oh yeah, go ahead. Now, let's say she's in the back of the line, and she has these 6 pages, and she'll walk up and say, do you mind, I just have 6 pages, can I copy them? It went down to about 30%. That would not let her, 70% would not let her go copy. But when she gave a reason, and the reason being just the word because, they let her go. The statistics were absolutely ridiculous. So I'm just giving you a quick call because.
As a preferred, and you use the word preferred, you're entitled to. The bottom line is, if you listen to this on the team website, and I would, because to buy these is expensive, I'll be honest with you. So listen to them and write out a little script that you could do.
And practice it.
Practice it, but use those, but don't say how are, and then at the end, whether she says yes or no, well, how are you doing? Because then you've taken the stress off. She's going to be able to tell you honestly how she's doing. Oh, fine, you know, blah, blah, blah. She'll probably tell you if she's telling you no, how she is anyway. But there's, in other words, there's resources to help with the phone. There's resources. It's not something that you have to create. It's all, our team, Dave and Mary do an awesome job of giving us materials on our team website to help our business. So we don't have to invent the wheel. If you're going straight from work to a show, I mean, everything can be done. It's there. So, but you have to take the time to listen and to practice and to make it work for you.
And her recording also, when you listen to it and practice what she says and how to say it, will get you results.
What's that lady's name again? I didn't.
Tammy Stanley. And if you go to the Tammy Stanley, was it refinery?
Sales refinery.
Salesrefinery.com. You can sign up for her weekly newsletter, or I think it's a weekly newsletter. You guys, any of you guys get it? No. I do.
But I will.
And she does some, once in a while, she'll do some free webinars or things like that that you guys can join in on. Tammy Stanley, Sales Refinery. I think Jody Sellens is looking to get her at the next rally in February.
Oh, good.
So, to get her back here. She was amazing when we had her.
Just
Just Tammy Stanley? And the cool thing is that she's local. I know I've spoken with Amanda, who's one of our unions in the East Valley. She's on vacation this week. She said a couple months ago she had just called and left Tammy a message. And Tammy is an incredibly busy woman, and she travels the country, you know, to do be a guest speaker and do training for, you know, big corporations. I was really excited because we were the first Leah Sophia advisors. We were the first group to actually have her as training. And I know after every conference they would send us a survey to see, you know, what you thought, what you would change, what you liked, what you didn't like, who would you like to see as a guest speaker or a trainer next year. And I said Tammy Stanley. So when she was there, I was like blown away. It was so exciting. But okay, squirrel, I forgot where this was going.
Amanda.
Oh yeah, so Amanda, I was talking with Amanda on Friday, and she said Amanda had a question for Tammy about one of her recordings or something that was on her CD, and she just thought she'd get, you know, a response via email or whatnot. Within a day, Tammy not only called her back, but sat on the phone with her for over an hour. I mean, this woman is amazing. She is absolutely amazing, and she is the sweetest thing. Is she not the sweetest thing? She is the sweetest thing.
Funny.
Oh, she's
Can I
hysterical.
just jump in real quick?
Yes.
Tammy Stanleyism. We have professed to everybody about being in control of your calendar, and I tell the girls on my team, when you go to a party, bring 6 dates that you want to work. And if you're not doing that and you're just opening up your calendar and letting them pick a date, that's your business, you can do that. But if you want to book in tight, you take those 6 dates. Tammy, the way she worded it, and correct me if I'm wrong, you don't even let them look at your dates. You say to them, okay, I have Tuesdays and Wednesdays, which works best for you?
Do those work?
Or do they work for you? And then
Not
9
which.
times out of 10, they'll say, well, Wednesdays will work better. And let's say your Wednesday, what's this Wednesday?
Just say the 10th and the 17th.
Okay, the 10th and the 17th are Wednesday. Then you tell them, well, I have the 17th and I have the 10th, which would work best for you. Because if you think about it, when people look at that sheet of paper, where do they go? The very last date that you have. And if you switch it and put the most current date as your second date, they're going to, oh,
She
I'll
says
take the
9
10th.
times out of 10, they'll take that one.
Because you said it last.
Because you've said it last.
Where Tammy is just completely real. And she's hysterical about it.
She goes, you might have been trained, and I've been trained to smile when you talk. To always smile.
You got that?
You ever heard that before?
When you're on the phone?
When you're on the phone, you know, make sure you're smiling. And she says, they can't see you.
You don't need to smile.
That's so true.
Don't smile. Stop
I'm sitting there
smiling.
in my PJs. I'm not in a happy mood. You know what I'm gonna. And she said, and you don't have to act like you're a cheerleader. Hi, you know, because then their bristles go up. It's like, oh, she wants. What does she want? Yeah. So she's really good. She's really good.
How much is this gonna cost me?
I don't know. But I will tell you, I hope you see how inspirational just going and being with other people and training. And that's what our fall one will be. We have Jody Sullins, they're coming to be with us.
Yes.
The Sullins region.
Yeah.
This is big. Is California coming?
Yes.
I think Denise said she
And
wanted to
we've
come.
got some from Washington.
Okay, so I mean, it's not just, it's bigger than this. You know, you talk about, you meet your one advisor at the show when you join the team, and then you come to Glamarama and you see, ooh, there's, it's a little bigger than I thought, and then you go to Rally. So invest in yourself, invest in your business.
We want to talk about Smart Start, don't
Yes. I believe in Smart Start. I do. So if you have somebody who's starting a business, you want to make sure they understand how Smart Start works. Now, if you're an advisor, they will be in contact with your leader as far as Smart Start getting okayed. With Smart Start, you can get so much more jewelry than we used to be able to get with Excellent Beginnings. It is amazing. And those of you who don't have anything to compare, for Excellent Beginnings, our old program, we had to have 5 shows submitted in the first 5 weeks. No, 3 qualified shows in the first 5 weeks, and they gave us a $200 jewelry premium. Here you could get 5 shows in your first 3 weeks and get $500 in jewelry. There's no limit in your first 8 weeks. Plus, every week that you talk to your upline, every time you share information with her, every time you book a show, you do those 4 things, and you talk about how you're dealing with leads, recognizing leads, and recognizing people who are interested in business. There's another $50. Have you seen this new catalog? You're gonna want a lot of the jewelry. So this is the way to get it.
I want it all.
Yes.
Really scary.
Huh?
What?
I know, it's creepy.
I want it all.
Yes.
So I just finished my Smart Start.
And
Erin,
did
that
you,
is fantastic.
and did you know that, just don't forget, if you bring somebody on in Smart Start, when they hit if they hit $500 in premiums in their first 8 weeks, you get a $500 jewelry premium.
Yeah, so when they do 5 shows in their first 5 weeks,
8 weeks.
or in their first 8 weeks, you get a $500 jewelry premium as well.
Right. So and that makes you accountable and learning with them. So you want them to be successful. This is a learn as you. It's a business where you don't have a training program. What kind of a business is it? I mean, I don't care if you work in a restaurant or if you're a teacher or whatever. There's a training program. This is our training program, but it lets you get free jewelry and a paycheck every time you submit that show. I think that's phenomenal.
And I think encouraging them too to, contact you with a lead each week, that's pretty amazing. You might not get somebody, or you might get somebody on your team who's not interested in becoming a leader or interested in recruiting. And that's okay. And I was just telling Georgie, everybody does this for a different reason. So for some of you, it might just be to make that car payment, or for a sport for one of your kids, or braces. For some of you, it's to pay off some major credit card debt or save your home, or but everybody doesn't look at leadership or wanting leadership, and that's fine. But you're still going to want to find those leads, because first of all, they're big things. Oh, I don't have time to train them and do this and that. That's okay. That's what your leaders are here for, because we help do that. And keep in mind, you never know when life is going to change, and you might need a little more in your paycheck each week, and that's where you've got this team built ready. We're working with them, we're training them for you, and when you need it, they're yours. You've got that team, and you'll be tripling your paychecks. So, okay, so don't let that stop you. Oh, I don't want to be a leader. First of all, somebody took the time to share this with you, and I'm sure the money you've made with this has been put to really good use, like margaritas, right? Okay.
What the heck?
Don't you
Chardonnay.
think other
Excuse me.
women need what you have besides shiny stuff? They do. Bless you. So be sure to share the opportunity. Pay it forward. Anything else?
And just like you have hostess packets that you bring recruiting packets. You don't have to go and do a whole coffee talk with them at your parties. Ask everybody. That's something I got away from, my bad, I'll admit. But ask everybody, don't prejudge, because one person, like Mary said, for me and Deb, it was all about timing. It was 2 years. She asked me every time I went to a party with her. And every time I was like, no. Took 2 years. And
I make good money. She's a good customer.
yes, I was. I always tell girls at my party that I was a professional customer for 2 years prior to becoming an advisor, and you wanted me at your party because I got it qualified just with my sales. But anyway, but you never know. There could be that person that shows up in sweatpants and a baseball hat and a ratty old t-shirt, and you just, she just got in a fight with her husband, and he's gonna leave her, or whatever the deal is. I go to the extreme, but and then you could be the person that she's been looking for. And if you don't open your mouth and ask everybody, great example. I had 2 ladies that from my party this past weekend, they sold Park Lane jewelry. They both did. My hostess and then her friend. And prior to the show, I asked Deborah. I said, "Okay, out of everybody that's coming, who do you think's gonna book a party?" She's telling me, She goes, and Elizabeth, she used to sell Park Lane with me. She already told me, I'm not booking, I'm not signing up. Well, guess who booked a party? Miss Park Lane booked a party with me. That's next Monday. And like Deb, I don't do parties on Monday, but she wanted this sale. And I'm like, I got Monday. That's all I got. She wanted it 4th of July. I'm like, I ain't working on a holiday. Sorry. But but I still ask them anyway. I don't care if you sold Park Lane and you quit last week. I'm still going to ask. And they both said no. It's okay, we deal with no's. we're gonna get more no's than before we get a yes. Y'all know that. Don't take it personal, but ask
They're
everybody.
not saying no to you.
They're just saying no,
to
not
the
right now.
party. And that was another thing that Tammy brought up about bookings. You know, because a lot of people will say, well, for my hostess to get credit, and Jody Sullins has been practicing this, for my hostess to get credit, we need to book it within 3 weeks. That's fine and dandy, or, you know, within 28 days or whatever you want to do. But, you know, you get those people who say, and what's like the biggest excuse you hear? Objection. Yeah, I'm too busy. I'm too busy. And you say, oh, so what I'm hearing is your July is just totally swamped and, you know, you can't fit anything else on your plate for July. Is that right? They'll say, yeah. And they'll say, well, you know, if it wasn't for July, you want to tell her, if it wasn't for July, would you still be interested? And if she says yes, okay, big deal, book her in August. At least you got it and you're not walking away with, oh, I'm too busy. But again, listen to what she's saying and recognize and feel what she's saying. So you gotta, what'd she say? Speak to their hearts.
Right, you have to hear the no to be able to.
Not just no, but
talk-
why.
Talk about it, to figure out why, because usually people say no because it's just the easiest thing in the world. So then you try, because a lot of them, they might want to do it, but you know, it's a hassle. And it's this day and age, we really have to make it easy for them and help them out, you know, get them to realize that we're there to help them through it, be their partner.
Did anybody else want to add to that? Does anybody have any questions about what we've been talking about this evening? Anything?
Or something that's going on that you want to talk about.
These guys are like, oh man.
Everybody's so
4th of July's
quiet.
coming up.
They're so loud and they're so quiet.
We need to get off of our high. No, we don't, just kidding.
I do have a question, and it's probably something I should call, well, I know I need to get in touch with the home office about. But I just had a party and several of the girls, and I just set up my website, I had done it before. And several of the girls tried to go on, found the girls' party, went on, and when they tried to order, it wouldn't take their order online. Is there something we're doing wrong?
Yeah, there's a lot going on. I'm gonna be really honest with
IT
you.
is having
I-
issues.
I
So
had-
it wasn't
yeah,
just my
no.
website that I did something
No.
wrong?
I had 2 people order for a show this weekend, and their payment, they wouldn't take their payment.
Yeah, I had
And
that
I went to
happen too.
submit the show, and I'm like, oh my God, and they left that day on vacation. So, I got it taken care of, but right now, we do have to be patient. We know that some people, you know, I think their staff is a little leaner, their responsibilities are still high, and now with these changes, we just have to be patient. So, don't put yourself in a corner, be prepared, let people know if they have trouble to call you.
I still got the orders.
Yeah, to
But-
call you, absolutely, and you can take their order down, just regular pen and paper.
That happened to one of my gals today, and the website was down. So
Yeah, it was
that
on.
if that can happen too sometimes. And to piggyback what Deb said, the bad thing about our online ordering system, they let you finalize an order without putting a credit card payment in, which it's frustrating. So, and they did that before too. You could submit your order without any method of payment. Yeah, I don't know why they do it.
Well, here, let me
So.
do my quote first.
Okay.
Word the quote. Normality is a paved road. It's comfortable to walk, but no flowers grow on it. That was Vincent van Gogh. Margie got it. Okay? So as these ladies were talking about, you gotta step outside of your comfort zone a little bit, roughen up things where things can grow. Okay? Okay, what were you gonna say?
Well, we just had coffee or something.
We went to paradise.
Yeah.
Iced tea.
Iced tea. And so, I said, can we do something at the end that's a little cheesy? She was, what? I said, there is a song, Dan knows what I'm saying.
Well, you listen to this on your radio shows, don't you?
I listen to it while I'm getting ready, not every time, but a lot. I have, you know, my playlist that I listen to. But this song, the first time I heard it, I thought, oh my God, I like that song. And some of you may have heard it before. You'll know when it starts. But to me, it is the heart of our business. And so we're going to show you the words and just listen because I feel it. I feel this song. Okay?
Hey, Dan, can you
Do it now. You know who you are. You feel it in your heart, and you're burning with ambition. But first, wait, won't get it on a plate. You're gonna have to work for it harder and harder. And I know, 'cause I've been there before, knocking on the doors with rejection. And you'll see, 'cause if it's meant to be, nothing can compare to deserving your dreams. It's amazing, all that you can do. It's amazing, makes my heart sing. Now it's up to you. Patience now, frustrations in the air, and people who don't care. Well, it's gonna get you down, and you'll fall. Yes, you will hit a wall, but get back on your feet, and you'll be stronger and smarter. And I know, 'cause I've been there before, knocking down the doors, won't take no for an answer. And you'll see, 'cause if it's meant to be, nothing can compare to deserving your dreams. It's amazing, all that you can do. It's amazing, makes my heart sing. Now it's up to you. Don't get lost, don't be afraid, don't let your dreams slip away. Determination, using your gift, every heart has a gift. Never give up, never lose hope, trust your